Hi everyone, welcome to the fourth episode of season 2 of Limitless and Thriving. Call this season Execution Season. So the Limitless and Thriving podcast is for professionals, founders who are navigating change, starting again, starting something new, or trying to move forward in their careers, businesses, or finances, but feel that something is holding them back. I'm your host. My name is Ruky, and here we talk about the real journey, the doubts, the transitions, the setbacks, and the practical tools and frameworks that would help you move forward with clarity and confidence. So if you've ever known what you needed to do next, but struggled to actually do it, this episode is for you. Let's start with something important. Most people don't stop because they can't execute. They stop because of what they believe about themselves at the point of execution. That moment you're about to apply, the moment you're about to launch, the moment you're about to start again, that's when those thoughts show up. They look like, I'm not ready yet. I don't know enough. I don't have enough experience. People like me don't usually succeed at this. People that have my skin color don't actually go this terrain. What if I fail? And suddenly, executions feels so heavy. And that's not a strategy problem. That's what we call the self-limiting belief problem. And in this episode, we're going to be talking about how to overcome self-limiting belief. What self-limiting beliefs really are, how they show up when you are executing and navigating, change, setbacks, or even starting something new. Why they feel so convincing that even you are almost believing it, and most importantly, how to break them in practical, everyday ways. So this is not about pretending that fear doesn't exist, that everything is perfect. It's about learning how to move despite this belief. This episode is for you if you delay applying for opportunities because you feel underqualified. You overthink decisions until momentum disappears. You keep saying, I'll start when I feel more confident. Or you compare yourself and talk yourself out of action. You know you are capable, but hesitation keeps winning. So if you've ever said, I know what I should be doing, but something just keeps stopping me, you are exactly what this episode is for. So, what are self-limiting beliefs? These are beliefs and not facts. They are stories we tell ourselves based on either past experiences or trauma, fear of judgment, comparison, uncertainty, or a desire to protect ourselves from discomfort. Let's talk about past experiences. You've applied to a job before, you've been getting rejections, and you think, maybe this job is not for people like me. Maybe this award is not for people like me. Maybe funding is not for people like me, either because of this or that. Or the fear of judgments. If I start, won't people say I'm doing too much? Won't people say, is it only me? When people say, of all things to do, this is the only thing I see to do. Or comparing yourself to others. This person is doing way better than me. Why do I have to start this? Why do I have to do this? Someone is doing way better than you. Someone is not even doing at all. Why do I want to kill myself? Or even the uncertainty. What if I start? I put all my resources, my time, my hopes and everything up, and then it fails. Or even a desire to protect ourselves from discomfort. I can't come and kill myself. We only live once. I need to enjoy myself. I can't do more than I'm currently doing. All those beliefs, they sound logical, they sound sensible, they even sound like caution, right? But in reality, they quietly shape your decisions and shrink your actions. And if you don't challenge these beliefs, they start to ruin your life. So how do they normally show up in real life? Let's make this even very real. In your career, it might look like you see a role that excites you. You meet most of the requirements, but not necessarily all. And instead of focusing on alignments, you focus on what you lack. One thing you should do is, what do you actually have? You have 80%. But rather than focusing on the 80%, you're focusing on the 20% you do not have. I don't have enough experience. Everybody sitting in that room, they don't look like me. They'll probably reject me. So you don't apply. Belief isn't protecting you. it's keeping you invisible. If you keep rejecting yourself even before you are rejected, that's how it's going to remain, because you never know what the results would be on the other side if you give it a try. So let's talk about business as well. You have an idea you keep coming back to, but you tell yourself, let me learn a bit more. Oh, let me focus, let me research, and 3 years after, you are still researching. Let me wait until it's a perfect time when I have all the cash, that I can use to start. Or let me see others do it first and let them fail, because I don't want to be the scapegoat to fail. And then months and years pass. The belief feels like preparation, but it's actually fear of starting imperfectly. I remember recently going through some of the videos I produced or I posted, both on my LinkedIn and even on my Instagram platform as of 4 years ago when I started. And guess what? Looking at those videos, I would naturally not post those kind of videos in 2026. But guess what? If I had not posted those videos because of my overthinking at that time, I wouldn't be where I am today. And that is how we need to look at things. We don't need to be perfect. We don't need to have everything perfect before we start. We need to start and then keep improving as time comes. Everything will keep evolving. You keep evolving as a person, your needs, your wants, and all of that. Now, let's talk about wealth building example, because I know that in 2026, we all want to live fulfilling lives. We all want to build wealth. And you tell yourself, I will start saving or investing when I earn more. Oh, this is what I'm currently earning. People that save need to earn up to like £5,000 monthly before they do. They need to earn 6 figures. But guess what? There are people that are setting their future up with just £20 a month, with just £100 a month. Where you are right now, there's an action you can actually take that will take you to where you want to be with regards to your wealth goals. If you save £20 a day in 12 months, what would that look like? That lump sum you will get in that 12 months, if you don't save anything at all, you won't have it. Yes, you might not have the £100,000 that someone that is saving about maybe 5,000 or 10,000 a month is saving, but you would have something you would never even smell if you did not even start saving. So that's where comparison come in. Somebody might say they are saving £5,000 a month. You don't have to save £5,000 a month. What your goal is, that might be what they are even saving every month. You tell yourself, I'll start saving and investing when I earn more. So you delay building the habits. What you then miss is that saving is an habit thing, not an income thing. It's a habit thing that you start when you actually are even earning small. And then what you save is a proportion of your income. Because if you do not save when you are earning less, when you earn more, you won't have that culture, that habits of saving. And then you will just see that it's your expenses that you have a habit of increasing. So wealth is not built by income alone. It's built by behavior, by a culture. The belief then limits your future progress. Now let's talk about new beginnings, which I'm sure we've all experienced. Either you're just becoming a new mom, a new role, a new country, a new season, or even a new identity. And the belief sounds like, oh, I've never done this before. Guess what? There's nobody that is perfect at anything. Nobody was born with any skill or any experience. You just have to build with uncertainty. Every new beginning comes with uncertainty. Growth has never required certainty. It requires courage and consistency. If you do something you're not good at long enough, you'll be the best at it. You'll become perfect at it. So why do self-limiting beliefs feel so strong? This feels strong because they protect your ego. They protect you from rejection. They protect you from responsibility. And they protect you from being seen trying. You don't want people to see you try. You just want them to see you perfect. Nobody was a ready-made product. We all evolve and grow over time. Protection and progress don't always coexist. If you want to keep protecting yourself, you don't want to fail, you don't want to be seen, you don't want to be embarrassed, you would always remain where you are. But when you try, you fail, you get embarrassed, you try again, you fail. That is when progress really happens. Sometimes the belief that feels safest is the one holding you back the most. That zone you had that feels like a comfort zone is actually your most laid back zone as well. So what's the practical tool that can help us break this self-limiting belief? What would the process look like? Here's something you can start using immediately. The first step is to catch the belief. Write it down exactly as it sounds in your head. And that is what we call you're identifying and acknowledging it. You need to acknowledge the fact that you are having self-limiting beliefs. What does it feel like when you are constantly stopping what you want to progress in? Does it sound like I'm not ready? I'm not qualified. I would fail. Write it down. Acknowledge that it exists. Because sometimes if you do not even acknowledge that there's a problem, you do not even start solving it. So ask yourself, is this a fact or a feeling? Because sometimes it could also be a fact. You might actually not be ready because you have not done what you should have done in your waiting season, because you have not upskilled, because you have not done your research. And that is when you tell yourself the truth of what you really need to do. But guess what? If you do not even know why you haven't started, that you haven't even started in solving the problem as well. So, is it a fact or a feeling? And where did this belief come from? Did it come from a past trauma? Did it come from something somebody has been telling you in your current environment? Then you know you need to change your environment. You need to be in environments where you are encouraged to be the best version of yourself and not encouraged, to remain in the exact stuck spots that you've always been. Also, is this belief helping or is it hindering my growth? Sometimes acknowledging that you have those kind of beliefs could help you get out of them, because then you are able to acknowledge and identify what you need to do to get to where you really are. And when you see that it's just a feeling, not a fact, because you know what you have done the upskilling, you've ticked all the boxes that you're supposed to do to get yourself 100% ready. And then you know that all you need to do is the action to move towards progress. The next step is to shrink the action. Instead of asking, what's the big step? Ask yourself, what's that smallest action I can take that moves me forward? And that's something I live by. I've never been someone that would always try to do everything all at once. For instance, I want to build authority in this space. I won't start by wanting to be featured on BBC, for instance. I will start by those little small things that are within my control that I can do every day, even when no one is watching me, even when the results, I can't see them yet. Because who knows, an outcome can come out of that is even better than what you even aimed for in the first place if you remain consistent. So you might want to tell yourself, to apply for one role, send one message, post just once a week or once a day, save a small amount. Action always weakens belief. And when you are even able to succeed at that little small thing, say for instance, you want to start creating content, but you struggle, you don't know where to start from, you don't even know your niche, don't worry about it. Just set the camera and make a 1-minute video every day and post regardless. Just posts, and then you would actually kill the belief that you can't do it. And then you can then start researching to evolve, to re-strategize and reposition yourself. But start. If you feel that, I want to save, but I'm not earning enough, you can even set a £1 standing instruction to an account every month. And that way, you've broken that. And then you can continue to increase how much you're saving month on month. Also, the next thing you want to do is to build evidence. Confidence doesn't always come before action. It comes from evidence. Every small action comes before proof that you are capable of more. Nobody is confident from day one. That's the truth. Nobody that is where they are today was confident from day one. And when I say confidence, I don't mean not believing in yourself. I mean confidence in what the potential outcome of what you are doing would be. So, what would you walk away with in this episode? By the end of this episode, you should recognize your own self-limiting beliefs faster. You should understand how they show up during execution for you and during change. And you should know how to interrupt them with action, the right action. And you should feel less pressure to be perfect before starting. And my promise to you today is that if you work on breaking those self-limiting beliefs and apply what we've talked about in this episode, you won't just feel motivated, you will move with more confidence, you will make clearer decisions, you will stop letting fear quietly control your actions, you will build momentum even when things feel uncomfortable. So here's the limitless move I'll leave you with this week. I want you to do one thing for yourself. Notice one thing that keeps stopping you. Write it down and then take one small action that proves it's wrong. You don't know the powerful of what that small action will do to you. That feeling of I can't do it. this is not for me. You then break this feeling because it's just a feeling. So that small action to just counter whatever that self-limiting belief is the first step towards having progress and towards breaking self-limiting belief. So not a leap, not perfection, just movements. That's how self-limiting beliefs lose their power. Self-limiting beliefs don't disappear overnight. They lose power when you stop obeying them, because guess what? They're only in your head. If this episode resonated in you any way, make sure you follow and subscribe to Limitless and Thriving on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, and everywhere you listen to your podcast, so you do not miss the rest of this execution season. And if you know someone navigating change, starting something new, starting a business, changing their career, trying to position themselves for promotions, or whatever it is they are going through, share this episode with them. Thank you for listening, and I will see you in the next episode. I remain Ruky, also known as Ruky, and I am your host on Limitless and Thriving. Bye.